This is the Springfield 1911 Ronin Enhanced Micro Pistol, or EMP for short. It's chambered in 9mm, and the Ronin EMP is like the 1911 that started taking Ozempic but stopped right before it started looking like Skeletor. And as a result, it is the smallest true 1911 handgun on the market. I say true 1911 because there are other small 1911-ish style guns, but they aren't true 1911s. The other smallish 1911 guns are fatter or slightly bigger than the Ronin EMP. With a 3-inch forged stainless steel match grade bull barrel, a weight of 24 ounces, and a height of 4.8 inches, the Ronin EMP is a gun for those people who want to conceal carry a 1911, but feel they're just too big and too heavy. First off, let's talk about the looks. The two-tone finish with an aluminum frame and forged carbon steel slide makes this a handsome looking gun. Not pretty, not sexy, but handsome. Think a wife seeing her t-shirt and jeans wearing husband in a well-fitting suit for the very first time. It has a very traditional look that still manages to look fresh and satisfyingly familiar. Now, before you finish watching, a quick word from today's sponsor, Patriot Mobile. For 10 years, they've been America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, offering dependable nationwide coverage across all 3 major networks. You see, switching to Patriot Mobile means you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, and our military veterans and first responders. Their 100% US-based customer service makes switching really easy. So keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. To do so, visit patriotmobile.com/Noir and get a free activation with the code Noir. Thank you, Patriot Mobile, for supporting the channel. There are a lot of people out there who only want a 1911 for concealed carry, and I completely understand why. There are inherent benefits to the 1911 design, like how the grip angle has a very natural point of aim, giving you the ability to find your sights fast. Then there's the trigger. 1911s easily have the best triggers of any platform on the market. Some other guns get very close, but 1911 triggers are bar none the best. Then there's how slim and ergonomic 1911s are. They also tend to have less recoil, especially when they're chambered in 9mm. Not so much when they're chambered in 45. When it comes to the way the Ronin EMP shoots, I want you to imagine the way Tom Cruise runs in all of his movies. You don't expect his little ass to run that fast until you see it. That's the speed you get with this gun. I honestly am surprised how fast this gun ran considering how small it is. For a single stack and one of the smallest guns out there, the recoil is surprisingly tame. You don't feel much kick, making it easy to control, but it's still a small gun, so you still have to do your job when it comes to the fundamentals of shooting. Now the trigger. It's smooth and fast, letting you slack out to the reset really quickly and keeping those shots going and going and going. Granted, it only has 9 rounds. You can really run this gun efficiently considering its size. And lastly, the balance. Once it's loaded, the Ronin EMP actually feels pretty well balanced, almost like an extension of your hand. And speaking of hands, shooting the Ronin EMP one-handed is surprisingly easy. It has a natural point of aim, and when I drew and shot the gun with one hand, it just naturally sat there, helping me to mitigate the recoil. The beaver tail and the backstrap keep the muzzle down, allowing for fast and accurate shooting. For point shooting, the Ronin EMP's recoil management makes one-handed shooting pretty much almost effortless. Now let's talk practical shooting distances for the Springfield Ronin EMP. This is an up close and personal gun, best used from point blank range to about 25 yards. Beyond that, like at 50 yards, it's honestly pushing it. And 100 yards, oh well, that's a bit much. It's doable, as you can see in the video, but hitting consistently at that range, kind of tough. I was only able to hit at 100 yards once or twice after I figured out what my hold was, thanks to seeing where the rounds were impacting on the berm. In the real world scenario, you won't exactly have that luxury. So realistically, I'd say this gun is ideal for up to about 25 yards. Now, because this is a concealed carry gun, of course I gotta talk about concealability. I'm someone who is obsessed with making it virtually impossible to tell whether or not I am carrying a gun. So, fractions of an inch in a gun size makes a big difference to me. Take the Staccato CS for example. It's similar in size and form to the Ronin, but in terms of thickness, it's actually a lot bulkier. Sure, you get almost double the capacity, but You also end up with a thicker gun, which stands out more, especially if you appendix carry. Some people don't care if others can tell that they're carrying a gun. I, on the other hand, want my gun to disappear. And there's a marked difference in how the Ronin disappears compared to the CS. It's noticeable. So, if you care about deep concealment and want to carry 1911, the Ronin is definitely worth looking into. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. The price. The MSRP for the Ronin EMP is $917, but street price is closer to mid-700s. The Ronin EMP holds 9+1 rounds, but since the magazines are single stack, it's easy to carry an extra mag in your pocket. So you'd have 19 rounds at your disposal, 9 in the gun, 1 in the chamber, and another 9 in a spare mag. The slim mags are easy to carry without interfering with your daily life compared to the thicker mags of their double stack counterparts. The Ronin EMP slim design allows you to carry close to the same amount of ammo without the bulk. At the end of the day, the Ronin EMP shines as a reliable, accurate, and a handsome carry option. It's got a 3-inch bull barrel, so while it's not a competition shooter, it's perfect for self-defense carry, if you take the time to actually train to the safety. One thing's for certain and two things are for sure. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you, and we're all fighting this culture war together. Now, you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together, we can stop the suppression of our 2A rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.